Welcome to Beyond Film School, where I teach you all about the film industry. I'm Amber, and in this video, we are discussing what makes you stand out in film and ultimately get you to be more hireable even with no film experience in film. Before we jump into all the desirable skills, I just want to say a big hello to my subscribers. Thank you for coming back. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so grateful you are here and for involving me in your film career journey. Also, we have a special shout out. Special shout out goes out to Eva. Thank you so much for supporting Beyond Film School and for donating. Your message was so sweet and I can completely understand your husband. But me, I love answering all the questions that you guys have for me. So thank you so much for that message. I am so grateful that my videos are able to help you in some way. If you'd also like to support Beyond Film School and donate, I will leave that link below for you. A lot of folks out there have asked me, what are the skills that people are looking for when they're hiring for positions in film? Specifically those types of positions that are entry level, like your set production assistants, office production assistants, writer's assistants, and director assistants, and personal assistants even. So what type of skills are people looking for with people who don't have film experience? And I get this question mainly because when new folks are trying to enter the film industry, they start putting their resume together, they get to their skills section and they don't really know what to put in with their soft skills. Which, yes, soft skills definitely should be on a resume if you have zero film experience. And I have a video all about the film resume that you can check out. We're gonna break this down into three categories. The first is dealing with people. The second is going to be tackling your tasks throughout the day in film. And the third one is gonna be about you and your value and how you grow. So the first category, dealing with people. This isn't really about your bosses, but it's definitely something they're going to look for. They are going to see how you're interacting with the people around you, the people you serve.
Excuse me, what?
And I say serve in the most delicate manner possible because all those entry-level positions I talked about, they have the word assistant in there, like set production assistant, office production assistant, director's assistant. Assistant, you're helping. You are helping the production. You are helping whoever you are the assistant to. You are serving in the way of performing your duties, but you're also serving in the way of supporting the production. So of course my first skill, so we talked all about service and serving, you should have customer service skills. Customer service skills are something that is highly sought after when it comes to any position in film. Customer service skills are amazing because you are used to interacting with loads of different types of people day in and day out. You know how much patience it takes when you are dealing with a difficult person, but you also are going to be extremely grateful when someone is amazing to you.
Oh, bless you, sir. Bless you.
My next one is going to be communication. Communication skills are probably the most important skill to have when it comes to a film set. Are you a clear communicator? Like literally, because we can't have people that mumble on set. And are you concise when you give answers, when you're asking questions, or when you're just relaying information? Because good Lord, I cannot tell you how many times I've asked a set PA a very simple question and they give me like a whole soliloquy about their situation.
Please stop talking.
And this could be verbal and written. We're talking about like over the walkie, in person, in text messages and emails, because we all know there are so many text chains. Short texts are like gold and being a good communicator is so valuable. Next set of skills in the first category is going to be a combo deal, and it's gonna be empathy and compassion, which I feel like these two things are definitely in short supply and I think highly sought after because there's definitely not enough of it on set. And I feel like the film industry is definitely moving in that direction. Empathy and compassion kind of get confused a lot. Now, what is empathy? Empathy is you feel the suffering of another person. You feel the suffering, right? And compassion is about feeling the suffering, but also wanting to relieve that suffering of another person. It's that how can I help element. And if you're going after an entry-level position in film, it's definitely one of those how can I help type positions. These two things show that you care. And I think overall, from all the PAs and all types of people I've worked with, when they have an element of caring about what they're doing and caring about the people around them, they just make better coworkers, they make better PAs, and ultimately they're just better people. The last one in the people category is knowing how to read a room. A trainee of mine, I was so impressed with this, but a trainee of mine in my set PA course like they submitted their resume, and on their resume they had put that they know how to read a room, and I have never seen anyone put it on their resume, and I've seen hundreds of resumes. And shout out to Jay, my set PA trainee. I don't know if she's gonna watch this, but shout out to her because I think she did a great job on her resume. And the fact that she put that she can read a room on a resume was amazing, because I feel like a lot of people just don't know how to read those, like those social situations, you know, kind of stepping away when someone needs privacy, or maybe like, you know, maybe when you know when to kind of assist someone and give them help. Reading a room is like amazing as a set PA or any one of those entry-level positions. It's like paying attention and kind of feeling out the atmosphere. It's really so underrated. And when I saw that skill on Jay's resume, it definitely made her stand out. The next section is about tackling your tasks. And this section of skills really appeals to your bosses the most. In film, you will definitely have times when you are just thrown a bunch of stuff to do. It is guaranteed no matter what position you are in, because Lord knows that people in film are definitely overworked. We all have like 1,000 tasks to do. Going along with handling a lot and having a bunch to do and being able to prioritize all that is like icing on the cake. Knowing the order that you should tackle your tasks, amazing. And this one is a giant learning curve. Some folks just can't grasp what needs to be done first.
I don't get it. I'm sorry.
My next one is about following directions. When you are given tasks, you will get very clear directions. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, well, yeah, you just do them, right? So many people just don't. They just don't. So your ability to follow directions may seem very simple, but it's so valuable. Confidence and problem solving. My next one is a combo deal because they really work hand in hand when you are tackling your tasks throughout the day. I must talk about confidence and problem solving because they are super important to me, and they're super important to the set that you're working on. These are super important to me as a person who hires entry-level folks in film. Confidence is not about being arrogant or about toe-stepping or crossing the line. Confidence is about trusting yourself. First and foremost, it's about trusting yourself and your abilities and your resourcefulness to figure things out when you don't know something, which plays into problem solving so much. I think that you definitely need a certain level of confidence to be a great problem solver. There are gonna be so many things that just pop up on a film set, those film set fires, and they all have to be put out and figured out. Problem solving makes the film world go round, okay? And if you're able to figure something out that was preventing the set from rolling, well then you are going to be the savior for the day.
I did it. I did it.
When you are going throughout your day on set, urgency is absolutely a desirable skill. If you think your bosses didn't notice you took your sweet time with that one little thing we gave you, you are sadly mistaken. I don't care if it was a slow day or a chaotic day on set. A sense of urgency is always appreciated and noticed, so it's definitely something that makes you stand out. Now we're on to the third section. This is a section about you. These are the skills that, like, yes, people will appreciate, but it's more about you and how you are dealing internally about working, how you're feeling internally about working on set, how you're going to get better, and ultimately how you're going to expand your value and excel in your career. For those of you that have never stepped on set and are definitely like 100% zero experience new to film, there's something that's gonna prepare you for your first day or for how difficult your first projects could be, or even maybe your first project goes well and the next one's a nightmare. It really is kind of touch and go, and it can go either way. But that's why I say that you need a great deal of dedication, because you are going to be challenged, and I think a sense of dedication is definitely sought after when people are hiring you, but also with you. Can you stick it out? Can you handle it? Are you willing to deal with the hardships that you are about to endure when it comes to film? That's definitely important for people who are hiring you, because they don't want people who are gonna quit when it gets tough, or when it gets complicated, or when it might get chaotic. And yes, I know there is way more to it than that when it comes to a person quitting in film. Are you dedicated to getting better? Are you dedicated to your team? Are you dedicated to the project that you're on? Dedication is super important to yourself, and it's also very important to the people who are hiring you. My next one is discipline. Discipline plays out in so many different ways on set, and when I see discipline within a person, I really appreciate it. There's gonna be times when you're not being watched, when you're not being micromanaged, and there's not gonna be like a supervisor like, over your shoulder, like watching you do whatever you need to do throughout your day when you're tackling those tasks. But that doesn't mean you're not gonna do the things that you need to get done. It's so easy to be lazy. It's so easy to play on your phone and sit in a corner and hide. It's so easy not to pay attention, and it's also just as easy for someone to pass right on by you when they have a bigger and better opportunity.
I'm sorry, did you need something?
For my next one, it's gonna be curiousness. Now, this probably is not what you were expecting, but this is a really, really good one, and I really like this one. This is a really good one for me as your boss who might be hiring you, because this just means that you are interested in growing and learning. But it's also super valuable for you. When you're curious, you ask questions, you're interested in the things that are happening around you, it's definitely underrated, and it's definitely something that's gonna make you stand out. As an AD, if a PA comes up to me and says, hey Amber, can you teach me the exhibit G? How does this work? Can you teach me how to make a call sheet? I am so happy that they are curious about that thing. They want to learn it. They want to grow. They want to gain a skill. And I'm not going to hold that from anyone. If anyone wants to gain a skill, I will definitely help them. Being curious about those tasks that other people are handling, that just helps you gain that skill and then possibly move up into that position once you learn it. And trust me, there are so many PAs out there that are just not interested in expanding their skill set or knowing more than what they actually have to do in the position that they're in. Being curious means that you are invested. But for you, it just means that it's gonna benefit you in the long run in your career. Okay, so we're gonna end this on a positive note. Now, within you, this may not be required, but if you have a sense of humor, that just makes everything better. I'm saying it. If you have a sense of humor, it just makes the days go by a little bit easier. You're having more fun on set. You're getting to know people more. Having a sense of humor is amazing, and I love when I'm working with people who make me laugh. Having a sense of humor is good for me as a person who's going to be hiring you, because you'll be able to make me laugh, which is great, but also it's good for you and your stress levels, because it gets very, very stressful and chaotic on set, and if you take yourself way too seriously, like I have seen so many set PAs and so many ADs and so many people who work in film that take themselves so seriously, they are stressed to the max. If you could just laugh at the ridiculous situations you find yourself in on set, like it's less stress, and you walk away happier. If you have a sense of humor, overall, your time in film is just going to be more enjoyable. Having a sense of humor definitely reduces your stress levels, but it also makes others want to be around you more. It makes you more likable. More people want to be around you, then you form deeper relationships. That's where the connections come in. That's where more jobs come in, folks. That's the secret sauce. Having a sense of humor, form deeper connections, and then people remember you. And when people remember you, they tend to hire the people that they remember, because if they don't remember who you are, they're not hiring anybody that they don't know. But what I will say is that you don't want to be distracting. You want to make sure you have a sense of humor, but it has to be at the right place, right time. You don't want to be distracting with your jokes or whatever way you decide to express your sense of humor. Some of these skills you're gonna have, some of them you won't, but that doesn't mean you can't develop the skills that you don't have. You want to make sure that you have some of these skills on your resume, but please, I do not condone lying. We're not gonna go lying and say you have all these skills on your resume when you actually don't have those skills, because you can lie on your resume, get hired, and they're like, well, that person was not the person I was expecting on set. So I do not condone lying. Well, you should say you have these skills only if you actually have them. Outside of your resume, you can put these soft skills on your resume, but the key is when you actually get to a film set, if you show and you actually kind of exude these skills and you're showing that you actually can execute these skills and use them and practice them in that real world scenario on a film set, then you will get more jobs that way. And then usually you have to submit your resume less. And that's the point you want to be at. Submitting your resume less and just having people say, hey, you want to work on this thing without having to apply for it. That is probably the greatest position you want to be in film, to be honest. Like just having someone text you and say, hey, you want to work on this thing? I'd like to work with you on such project. Hey, you were great. I love that you were such a hard worker. And some people, that's been their exact story. Be confident, be authentic, be your best self that you can on set, and you're definitely gonna get more opportunities. If you want more film career resources, please visit my website at beyondfilmschool.com. The link is there. And if you want to visit me on Instagram, see what I'm up to, I'm also on TikTok. All of that is at Beyond Film School. So that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you next time.